dungeons in No Man's Sky. Plus, what other effect would the day and night cycle have on you as a character other than just light and dark? Here on Cobra TV. So during the GDC talk, we all know that there's that mysterious picture, making cities, and we don't know if he was just generally talking about No Man's Sky or just procedural generation as a whole. But some more bits and pieces have come out of his talk, quotes and things like that have fueled my speculation on maybe ruined cities even more. Grant Duncan further explained the procedural generation and the methods that they used when making No Man's Sky, and he was quoted saying this: "To populate this alternate reality, the artist created seeds, the essential parts of plants and animals and geographic locations. Trees have leaves, and animals have bone structures. Spaceships have cockpits, buildings have doors, windows, and roofs." Now that last part really got me going and made me think about the making cities even more. Buildings have doors, windows, and roofs. In a previous video that I just got done doing, I quoted procedural rooms coming from the Edge magazine, and Sanity is My Vanity corrected me and gave me the link to the correct article, and I've read it a long time ago. Like, it was one of the first articles I ever read, and from time to time I do go back and I read the articles and I watch all the interviews all over just to keep all the information fresh inside my mind. So I decided, since I had the link, let me go back and just reread the whole thing. And when I did, I remembered something very important that I'd forgotten. He was asked a question: "You're using procedural stuff for the art and the world and the bedrock, but do you procedurally generate mechanical stuff like puzzles?" Sean replied by saying, "There's a thing that Dave Ream of Hello Games creative director and I were talking about. We have rooms that are procedurally generated, but I wanted to make them like little dungeons and occasionally put them in there. So that's something that we've been talking about that I really like the idea of." Now, when I think of little dungeons, I think to myself, all right, so what we've seen from the trailers is barren planets, some really forest-like planets. But where are we going to find these dungeons? Are we going to find them in the middle of a desert or at the base of a tree? Or maybe it'll be at the base of one of those monoliths that we see in the trailers. Who knows? But when I think of dungeons, I usually think of them being in a ruined city. A dilapidated old city that had dungeons instead of jails. So it is all speculation. But going through some of these things that have been said, especially the ones recently, I am speculating that we could come across a rare, and I mean it might be pretty rare, dilapidated, ruined city. I'm not talking about ships coming in and out and stuff like that, and we might not even see them until we get closer to the center of the galaxy. Now let's move on to the day and night cycle in No Man's Sky. I see a lot of people asking that question, and yes, there is a day and night cycle in No Man's Sky, and most of us know that, but some people don't. And the reason why there's a day and night cycle is much different than any other game before it. The reason why there's a day and night cycle is because the solar systems are really in orbit. They are an actual working solar system. The planets are actually rotating as well. So when you're on a planet, it will have a day and night cycle. There's something that us as gamers, we think, okay, cool, there's a day and night cycle, but we don't think beyond that. But what else does that entail? Well, if the planet is in rotation and it is in orbit around the sun, we don't know how fast or how short the orbit is, or the rotation. But the thing is when you land on a planet, you come from the space station and you go down onto a planet and you land and you're there for an hour, 2 hours, or however long. Maybe it turns to night or whatever. As soon as you take off and go directly back the way you came, that space station will not be there because you have been orbiting. And they talk about that a little bit in this article that I was reading. And like I said, some of this stuff I just forgotten. It's been so long since I read this interview. But one of the things that he says is there's all sorts of mind-bending things like that, what you find. Like your planet is rotating as you stand on it, and that's going to change where planets are in relation to where you are on the horizon. Or when you fly up into space. Those are things we haven't had to deal with in a game before, and they are a little bit mind-blowing. I really haven't thought about that. You know, once you land on a planet and time goes by, your position, where you'd be if you go back out into space, would be completely different. So it's almost like I wonder if we're going to have to time the right timing to get back out if we want to go to that space station. It's really interesting to think about. It's quite amazing, I think. Another bit of news that's come out is IGN has stated on their website that No Man's Sky will be at E3. Now, they have asterisks on the ones that have been fully confirmed. In my opinion, they threw No Man's Sky in there just as we think pretty much that they're going to be there. So it's not confirmed that they're going to be at E3, but it's a big possibility, and I think they are going to show up at E3, and I think that's when we're going to get the announcement for when this game is going to be released, and some more trailers, hopefully. That's all I got for you guys today. I love you guys so much. I am going to be putting 2 subcasts up back to back. So if any of you that like to watch the subcasts, they're going to be uploaded pretty much after this video, within the next few days. And they're pretty interesting. I had fun talking to them. I also want to thank Lucas and Ezra for donating to the Cobra TV show. Thank you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys are awesome. If you want on the show, just message me and have you right on. Until next time.